Hey everybody, we're on X on the Beach, season 5, episode 2. It was not enjoyable, to be honest with you. I'm kind of just doing this now just to cause my own suffering at this point. This show is awful, just awful. Last time we had these people. God damn it. What's her name? We have David, uh, Darren, and Dandy or something like that. I can't remember her name, but they were waiting on the beach for X to show up, and the X that shows up happens to be Darren's. So it's this guy, Ricky. Um, Apparently they were on a show together called Double Shot of Love, and he's a stripper, and he's the ex that they were in a long distance relationship, but they were in an open long distance relationship, and they just had to be honest with each other. And he didn't tell her that he had a girl living with him that he was sleeping with. So apparently they break up because of that, even though they both know they're sleeping with other people. Stupid. Yeah, so it's this guy, Ricky. He's kind of goofy. When he talks, both of his eyebrows raises. I mean, kind of stupid that I make fun of that, but because I don't have any eyebrows, but he's still kind of a goofy fella. See how, yeah, just an absolute clown. Thick neck. Try to put a little bow around it for his stripping career, but like his neck and his head, it just moves into one. It's like, some people have no ass and it just goes down and they just have a long back. There's a long head, just neck and head, just all one. Crazy. Okay. Yeah, so he's back to get Darren back. See, Darren got her name right. Double Shot of Love. Okay. I don't know what that show is, and I'm not interested in finding out. Darren is a mess. I believe she's in her 20s. She looked 36. Terrible. Yeah, I don't know how how the rest of her life is going to go, but she's not going to look pretty. I'm going to tell you that right now. Okay, so he shows up all curly haired, long head, and real goofy looking. He shows up and then he's talking about getting her back. And immediately, David took it upon himself to start roasting him. Talking about how his pole doesn't work because he's a stripper, and also because the first time him and Darren hooked up, he couldn't get hard, which makes sense because I believe he said when he first met her, he was attracted to her personality and the fact that she's a strong, independent woman, which pretty much means she's not physically attractive. So it makes sense why he couldn't get hard. And I don't blame him. She is in terrible shape. Yeah. I don't know if it's drugs or just she did a lot of partying, but her body's deteriorating at an extreme rate. God, these folks. Okay. This is the other girl. I can't remember her name. Lots of tattoos. She was with a guy that was a pastor or something. He was married. Dan, I think it's Dandy. I can't remember. So they eventually welcomed him back into the house. They had that, and then we had this situation right here with Ray and Aris. Ray is explaining his situation with his ex, Carol, about him, you know, he was pretty much explaining the reason they broke up. He didn't really hook up with his best friend until after they broke up and all this nonsense. And Eris is pretty much catching on to the fact that he's a liar. This dude's goofy and he constantly lies for no reason. Yeah, and he's wearing his shoes while on his. He's a goofball. I don't had enough of that dude. Anyways, he talked for a while trying to explain the story, but he was just lying through his teeth, talking about she was really his best friend, and he didn't treat. He's definitely banging his best friends, whatever. And then there was Darren and Ricky had a one-on-one little conversation where he's explaining why he wants to get back with her, but it just seems like he was lying the whole time. His eyebrows keep shooting up every time he talks. You know, when you're trying to project that you're telling someone the truth rather than just actually tell them the truth, he was doing that a lot, where he was just like trying to convince her, and he was just shooting up his eyebrows the whole time. I think that's what, in his mind, that's what makes him more convincing, but it just seems like he was lying. And there was a whole conversation with Mike and Aris right there about their relationship, and then he sort of told her, he asked her, he's like, is the reason that you're nervous about being in a relationship, a monogamous relationship with me, is because I was a player in the past? Or you said a fuck boy in the past? And she said yes. And he said, oh, that really breaks my heart that you think I would hurt you, and all this gaslighting type stuff. And eventually she kissed him and said, I love you, something like that. It's whatever. Okay, and then we had another goofball. What is his name? I can't remember this guy's name. But this dude that was on Big Brother. I just found out he wasn't on Big Brother US. I believe she was on Big Brother US, but he was on Big Brother Canada. That's where I know him from. And the girl that he hooked up with on the show was also from Big Brother Canada. So so there's Devon and whatever this goofball's name is. I can't remember. He's not important. He just basically was trying to convince her that he wants to be with her and all that stuff, and she didn't believe him because obviously he's lying. He's not a good liar either. He just smiles a lot and laughs even while he's telling his own story. It means he doesn't even believe himself. Jamar, that's his name. That's his name, Jamar. So this is what their relationship looks like. So she was dating him, and then he went on Big Brother Canada and hooked up with her. All right. There we go. That's a convenient little diagram of their idiotic story. All right, so he tried to lie. She didn't believe him because he's not good at lying. For someone that lies a lot, you'd think you'd get better at it, but he's not. Okay. Everyone got back to the house. The ones that were on the beach got back to the house. and Darren is pretty much explaining her situation now with her ex, and now she's not sure about his intentions and all this nonsense. And they all started to go get some drinks. Oh, and then they played a game where can't explain it, where they pretty much just pass around a card by their lips right there, like that. And anyone who drops the card has to do a dare. The first one to drop the card, and it was intentional, was David. And Mike dared him to kiss Darren because he wanted to stir some shit with Darren and Ricky. So they kissed. Darren also wanted to make Ricky jealous, so she kissed him, and they kissed for a while. And of course, Ricky got upset about it. Next one to drop the card was Jamar. And I think Eris, Eris, I think, dared him to kiss Devon. They kissed for like 7 seconds. Next person to drop the card was David again. And he was dared to do a 3-way kiss between Eris and Mike and him. And Mike got jealous because he knows Eris was eyeing David, even though he was making out with David behind her back. He got mad about her having a thing for David. So they did the 3-way kiss. He was explaining that there'll never be a threesome because he's not into that. He's like a very jealous dude and a liar. So there's that. I think there was a part where he was explaining that he's not toxic, which he obviously is. He has some really serious mental issues, that guy. It's like trying to control other people's life by gaslighting them and also doing his fuck shit on the side. So, oh boy. Just want to show you a picture so you can clearly see what I'm talking about. This chick is a mess. See it. It's not a trick of the camera. You can see yeah. She's never had any kids, by the way. She just looks like that. So yeah. Right, and there was a thing where from that image I just showed you, what's his name, Darren, she was talking to David, and with her intentions to make Ricky jealous, but she was talking to David about Ricky, but she had intentions to make him jealous, and it worked. He went over there and he tried to fight David because David kind of threw shots at him while they were at the beach, and now then he kissed the girl during the dare, and now he's talking to her. So he got up in his face, and they're about to fight a little bit, but they're eventually separated. You can see them there in each other's faces. Right, but they're eventually separated. I think Darren freaked out. She started screaming like someone was getting murdered, like she's never seen a fight before. Like, it's not that big a deal. They weren't actually going to kill each other. They're just going to argue a bit. Someone might throw a punch or something. And it's not that serious. She had a panic attack. Weirdo. It's probably early menopause. I don't know. She could be older than she says she is, so who knows? Right, that happened. Everyone calmed down afterwards. And the next day, I believe Ricky went up to apologize to David about getting in his face and all that thing. He said he read the situation wrong, which he didn't. He didn't. He read it correctly. It was just that he was mad at the wrong person. Uh, Darren was the one playing with his emotions and trying to get him jealous. So, got more thing with Mike. Mike kind of messing with Eris's head, and he was talking about how he doesn't want it to be Mike and Eris. He just wants to be Mike. He just wants. He doesn't want it to be like them. He wanted to be like more about him. Just psychotic behavior. I don't know what's wrong with that guy. And then we had Jamar right over here hitting on Carol, who is Jay's ex, while she was trying to talk to him about his situation with Devon. He was trying to hit on her, talking about how beautiful she looks and how hot she is and all that stuff. And yeah, she thinks he's a player. But as we know, even though women say something like that, they still like players. So she was definitely eating up all those compliments. So that happened. They had a whole runway thing. Then it was time for someone to go to the Shack of Secrets. I believe Devon was chosen. She went to the Shack of Secrets where she learned some secrets about Jamar. I believe she learned that Min Ling took a bus to go see him. It was an 8-hour trip, and they had sex. She was pissed about that because he lied about it, obviously. And then Min Ling showed up, actually, at the end. And she told her more secrets. She told her about him saying he didn't really like her, and she was obsessed with him. She was pissed about that. And I think she talked about how I can understand why he likes her more because they had sex and we didn't, whatever. I mean, if that's the case, then I can understand why the hell he did what he did. If you're dating a chick, you're not sleeping with her, you go on a show and another chick is showing you attention, like come on. Like, you're gonna go for the one that's willing to go a little further than the other one that's just playing games with you. Like, we're adults. We ain't playing that kind of kiddie games. So he did what he should, but he lied about it, which was kind of stupid. Say kind of stupid because if he's trying to play both of them, then it was pretty smart. But it's stupid if he's going on the show. Yeah, so that happened. They got mad at him. Devon started yelling at him. He started freaking out and beating the table. Jesus, let me see. See if I can get a picture of. All right, there we go. That's. Let me move my stuff out of the way. That's Min Ling. Right there. All right. Wait. Okay. So just so you get, see, Min Ling, that's Min Lee. Okay, that's her name is spelled, and that's it right there. I do remember her from Big Brother Canada. I remember him as well. I think he was goofy. She's crazy. she has some mental health issues that she needs to deal with. Okay. And so they argued for a bit. Then I believe Carol took aside Min Lee and she was trying to figure out what's going on. She said, I just want to find out what's going on because he was there for me and I just want to be there for him too. And I also want to help you and whatever. And then Min Lee looked at her and she was like, did he try to fuck you too? And she's like, no, what he totally did. I don't understand why she would lie about that, but she did. So they argue back and forth. And then good old Mike decided to take David aside and go to a separate room where he started gaslighting David and telling David, that he feels trapped with Eris and he doesn't really want to be in a couple. He wants to be by himself and do his own thing. And that Eris is telling him that she loves him right away. And David was just like, oh yeah, well, he's totally not. Oh yeah, he was saying that he's so bored with Eris, and David was like, bored with Eris? That doesn't make any sense. So yeah, he's definitely playing some sort of mind games where he's trying to play both of them, but he doesn't want either of them to hook up with each other. And yeah, this dude is 100% crazy, like freaking off the rails, out of his goddamn mind. So he did that. And then Devon talked to Jamar the next day and told him she doesn't want to be with him, but she don't want them to have any sort of beef or anything like that. So they just want to be friends and just enjoy the rest of their time there. And he was like, okay. And he walked away and immediately went to Minnie Ling and they started talking. And he talks about the reason that they broke up was because when she was supposed to go and meet him, she ended up sleeping over at another guy's place. So yeah, it seems like they're both kind of like problems. I think they start talking about how he says, oh, I hate you, you do my head in. And she says you're goofy and whatever. And I guess that's their way of flirting. Like he's childish and she's like crazy. I don't know how else to put it. She just like messes with people and she likes the drama. She feeds off of it. And he's 100% an idiot. I don't even know why he's there. So that happened. And then 3 people were chosen to go to the beach again, as they did with the last episode. That's how it usually ends. The ones chosen this time was Jay, Devon, and who's the other one? David again? Yes. Jay, Devon, and David once more. And I believe the person whose ex is going to show up this time is probably going to be David. Just because of all that conflict with Dave and Mike and Eris, I think they're going to, David's ex is going to show up. And Devon already had a whole thing where her ex showed up and his ex showed up. So it's not going to be her. And Jay, he's just there. He's just there. Let me just show you a little image there. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Come on. Shouldn't take this off. Damn it. There we go. All right. You can see here, the only one wearing shoes and socks on the beach is Jay, just like he was wearing shoes and socks while he was on that recliner earlier. This goofy son bitch is always wearing shoes and socks and no shirts and just shorts. I don't know what's wrong with him, but there you have it. You can see he's very goofy. So, and that's the end. Till next time.